Alright, we're gonna move into alternate energy. Alternate energy are energies that produce less amount of CO2, N2O, the basic gases that come out of burning gasoline, or just burning fossil fuels, diesel, natural gas, you name it. These are two of the basics that come out of your exhaust tailpipe when you're driving down the road, or electric power plants are burning in order to make electricity that we all use for the computers we use, and the TVs and the cell phones, et cetera, et cetera. Coal is a big one even yet, that we're still burning in order to make our electricity. About 25% of electricity that we use is coming out of coal. Natural gas is a lot bigger now. That's gotten up close to 30%. Natural gas burns twice as clean as coal, which is good, but it's still producing this material. Nuclear in the United States is close to 20%, which is a lot, but it is being used. Hydroelectricity is about 10%. We got 20, 40, 80, yeah, it's about this hydrogen electricity used to be close to 15%, but we've been slowly deactivating dams. All in all of this stuff put together is about 1 to 8%, depending on what state you're in. So in other words, all of this stuff, coal, natural gas, is non-renewable. Oil, non-renewable. Gas, non-renewable. We dig it up out of the earth, so it's a finite amount. Once you get into most of this stuff that I have up here on the board, this stuff is renewable. The sun will continue to shine for another 4 billion years. Wind will continue to blow, which is basically solar anyhow. That's all wind is. It's going from high pressure to low pressure. Which is, some parts are a little bit hotter, so the air is rising, that's low pressure. High pressure going to low pressure. Hydroelectric, water falling off a dam. Tidal, gravity from the moon for the most part. Biofuel, we're growing soybeans or corn or sugar cane, taking the sugar out of it to propel our cars. Wood is sustainable. I mean, if you don't cut it too fast. Nuclear, by definition, really isn't sustainable, but there's so much uranium that, yeah, we'll leave it. It's not producing CO2 and N2O anyhow. Geothermal is heat from the earth. Steam coming up out of the earth, turning the turbine. And then, of course, electric cars, you know, Tesla, etc. Ford, of course, has it now as well. But this is running down the road, not producing CO2 and N2O. Why are we concerned about CO2 and N2O? Well, global warming. What is global warming? Well, you've got the earth, you've got the sun, we'll make a smiley face out of the sun. No, sunlight coming down. The earth has an atmosphere. The more CO2, the more N2O you put in the atmosphere, which will be these dots, the more heat gets trapped in the atmosphere and increases the overall temperature of the earth. Overall, the temperature of the earth has gone up close to 2 degrees Fahrenheit in the last 100 years. That doesn't seem like much, but 2 degrees Fahrenheit is about 140 miles on latitude. So the plants and animals that used to be comfortable in South Carolina are now comfortable in North Carolina because the latitudes moved that far north. That works really good until you get up to the poles, and the animals that are comfortable on the poles, South Pole would be penguins. No. North Pole would be, you know, polar bears, walruses. They can't go any farther. They're stuck. They can't keep moving north. So, in addition, the amount of heat is concentrating at both poles. The overall temperature has gone up close to 6 degrees Fahrenheit on both poles. So it's definitely getting hotter in the upper latitudes. That's pretty harsh. I put up here on the board, how much CO2 is in the atmosphere now. If you notice, we go through periodic deals where the CO2 goes up. This is on a time scale of 800,000 years. Basically, every 100,000 years, you've got ice ages, and then it gets hot, and you've got a warm period. And then you got ice ages, and then it gets hot. Ice ages, and it gets hot. So every 100,000 years, you got ice ages. Every 10,000 years is hot. Well, for the last 10,000 years, been getting hot. Basically, since 1950, the CO2 level's gone from about 315, now it's up to about 415. It's off the charts. So, what's that mean in terms of your guys' life? Well, it means the hurricane that just came through Louisiana and Texas. It went from a tropical storm to a level 4 in 24 hours. I don't know if that's ever happened. The overall temperature of the Gulf of Mexico, the water temperature is 90 degrees. That's bath water. It means the forest fires that are sweeping Colorado, California right now. I mean, they're burning down towns. It means it's just hotter outside. You guys are kind of young, maybe you don't know how much hotter it is, but it's definitely hotter. It just puts a stress on the overall ecosystem. So what do we do to combat it? Well, we can do solar panels. I'm sure you guys know what solar panels are. Wind turbines, same deal. Put in more hydroelectric dams, not so much here in the United States, but say like Costa Rica, places like that. They're putting them in. They're starting to get more tidal, though this is a little more expensive. Biofuels, we talked about that. You know, soybeans, corn, stuff like that. Burning more wood, there are people that do that. We haven't been putting more nuclear in. China's been putting a lot more nuclear in, which I'm not against. That beats burning more coal, which China still burns a ton of coal. Geothermal works if you're in the right spot. Places like Iceland where the plates are diverging, where you got a lot of magma at the surface. You can create a lot of steam easy. Electric cars are starting to get more and more of those. Shoot, the regular price of a car anymore is 30 grand, and you can buy electric cars for 30 grand. So these are actually drive pretty efficient, and they're not producing global warming gases, so we're getting more and more of that. I looked on the internet to find a PowerPoint, because I never teach with PowerPoints, but it might help you guys. So I'll put this energy resource renewables up on the PowerPoint display for Geo, and you guys can look at it if you need it. You guys are working on the outline today for alternate energy resources, and then I'm going to put a PowerPoint assignment for you guys to do. This is going to be a big one. There's about 20 questions on this, so it's going to take you guys probably a solid week to do this. So I'll probably assign that today, and you know, do the usual title, question, answer, relevant picture, 22 font, website, the whole deal, and take your time and do it right. I'll let you choose one of the alternate energies, and you guys will go ahead and complete that and get it back to me. And I think for alternate energies, that's what we'll run with. And then next week I'll make another video for you on alternate energy, and we'll bump that up as well. But if you have any questions on this, just email me and we'll go from there.